Come on, guys. Guys. I'll throw my frickin'. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You can hear nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another week of football here on CPHS. This game is the crosstown rival game for the Brick Fowler City Championship Trophy between the Port Huron Northern Huskies and the Big Reds of Port Huron High School. Trophy has been won by the Huskies the past 8 seasons, and they hope to win it for a 9th consecutive season, which would be amazing. God, you got to think that Huskies' domination of the series, which is a record of 20-5 during the 25 years which these teams have met, has to be something of a detriment to the Big Reds.
Yes, Ryan, the Big Reds will probably come out in this game really fired up since showing off their new offense, which is a single wing. And for me to explain the single wing, they have 3 backs in the back, there's no quarterback. All the 3 of the backs can receive the snap and either run or pass the ball. And probably their best back is Shaka Smith, number 23, who's a senior, and he's a speed burner.
It looks like the Huskies are being introduced to the crowd. That is what the applause is for. This game has been awaited for the past few weeks. The Huskies have been kind of on a bad trend, losing 2 games within the division race to Utica Eisenhower and Sterling Heights Stevenson, who are each playing each other tonight down in Utica, I believe. Huskies have a key defensive change Todd would like to tell you about.
Yes, Ryan. Scott Amy will start for tonight for replacing Kurt Conley, who is starting at defensive end for Dwayne Wank, who broke his leg in the last game against the Eisenhower Eagles. So it'll be a real test for young Scott Amy to jump in the starting lineup tonight and concentrate on these Big Red backs.
Looks as though we got a very large turnout for tonight's game. Hope it is a good game. Gotta say that being a Port Huron Northern High School student, I gotta pull for the Huskies, but I will be unbiased and do my best to bring me the game to its true professional form. Also, I'd like to tell you people out there that we will no longer be able to use our pet peeve, our famous bad luck charm. If you haven't heard it yet, you're never gonna hear it. But we'd also like to tell you that we found out what the real bad luck charm is.
Ryan, it has to be the men in the truck, Charlie and Ed.
Yes, I have to agree that I don't know what it is. It's just those guys must be the bad luck charm, and not their fault. It's just stuff happens. As we await the opening kickoff, soon to come. Looks like for tonight's game, number 11, Damon Amy, will be kicking off for the Huskies. It's like the Big Reds have number 23, Shaka Smith, and number 33, Brian Williams deep. Amy kicks off. It's a line drive kick. Hits the ground, bounces once to Williams. Williams looks for all. He's brought down deep within Big Red territory. Husky defense will take the field, and the very, very, very different Big Red single wing offense will meet them. Scott Amy brought him down on that kickoff. Looks like he's already involved in the game.
Well, Ryan, this will be a big test for the Huskies tonight because they've never faced a single wing before. So we should see on this first offensive series to see how the game will go.
Looks like the handoff went to number 12, Dwayne Weinkoop. He was brought down by a host of Huskies. Looked like Nessel was in on the play, along with Adam Hoffman. Correction on that, that was Jason Landshut on that carry, not Dwayne Weinkoop. Handoff goes to the middle back, Brian Williams. Ooh, he's smeared by number 22, Charlie Zimmer, along with Kirk Conley and Scott Amy.
Ryan, it looks like the Husky defense is really fired up tonight, so they can stop the Big Reds here and maybe get their offense going. Maybe the Huskies can get an early lead.
More hits like that, Todd, and the Big Reds aren't going to want to run over the middle. He got wasted on that one.
That was a nice hit by Charlie Zimmer.
It's like the running backs are Landshut, Williams, and oh, goes to Landshut, but he fumbles the ball. He's got Kirk Conley, Dave Bear after he fumbles. And when he's brought down, ball was recovered by the Big Reds, but number 28, Jeremy Lewandowski jumped on the man, and it'll be fourth and way too long to go for it for the Big Reds. They'll be forced to punt. Ooh, it's partly blocked. Matt Glatchen picks it up. He's got a little room to run, and the Huskies will have excellent field position just across the Big Red 40-yard line. Less than 1 minute into the game, it is 0-0 here in the first quarter. The ball is on the Big Red 39-yard line. Husky offense will take the field. We're still waiting to see who will be the quarterback tonight. Looks as though Troy Schneider will be playing quarterback. Quite a surprise, Todd.
Yes, it is, Ryan. In the Times Herald today, they expected Brian Murphy to play quarterback tonight, but they're getting the fire plug, Troy Schneider, in there.
This is a definite surprise. The Big Reds probably did not expect to see Schneider at quarterback, nor did we. Matt Lumen in motion. It's a play fake. Schneider rolls left. He's under pressure. Pass, there's a flag down. It's complete to number 17, Brian Murphy. It's good for a first down if the play stands, but we'll see what the call is. It looks like it may have been holding.
I'd have to agree with you, Ryan. It is in that vicinity.
Yes, we were correct. It is holding on the Huskies. They can't afford to get silly penalties like that.
Yes, Ryan, I have to agree with you. The penalties will kill the Huskies tonight, so they have to play smart, disciplined football and try and drive down the field and get their first opening drive in good field position.
Well, that makes it 1st and 20 right on the 49-yard line. Schneider handoff to Matt Lumen. Lumen breaks a couple tackles. Ooh, he stood up by number 13, Dwayne Winecoop, I do believe.
Key for the Huskies tonight, Ryan, the Huskies have to show that their running game can be effective. If they can get their running game going down pat, it'll set up for the pass.
Chris Smith and Jerry Gomblowski into the game for the Huskies at wide receiver. Todd Murphy back at fullback. Schneider play fake. It's a reverse. Nope, Chris Smith will keep the ball. He's looking for room, breaking tackles. Ooh, he's got a first down. That was a nice run by Chris Smith. Looked as though he's going to stop and throw the ball, and that just stood the Big Reds up long enough for Chris to find some running room. And when he did, he did what he could with it and got a Husky first down.
That was a beautiful play, Ryan. Every player on the Husky team carried out their fake very well. And Smith, seeing that he could not throw the ball, make a nice cutback move and got a great downfield block by number 17, Brian Murphy, to get the first down.
Chris Smith is a type of athlete that you can run that play with, because if the pass isn't there, he can just go and run the ball, and he's got very, very good speed. And he's dangerous on that type of play. That'll make it 1st and 10. Huskies on the 22-yard line of the Big Reds. Looks as though we may have some movement on the line for the Huskies. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Looks like you were right, Ryan. It must have been movement.
I don't know, it's kind of early. These 2 penalties could hurt them. It seems as though they're moving the ball rather effectively, and you don't want any drawbacks like silly penalties. It's like Mike Gibson is in motion. It's a handoff to Gibson. He's brought down by a host of Big Reds, including number 58, Jerry Green.
Looks like the Big Red defense, sniffed that play out, and Jerry Green got good penetration and dropped Mike Gibson for probably a yard loss. It was a nice play.
Well, that no gainer there will make it 2nd and 15. No, 2nd and 16. It was a 1-yard loss. Ball is on the Big Red 22-yard line. 7:22 and running here in the first quarter. Matt Lumen in motion. It's a fake handoff to Lumen. Schneider he's in trouble. He's just going to take it himself. Ooh, he's smeared. Oh, I think we have a face mask penalty here on the Big Reds. Looks as though the way he was swung around could have been a face mask, Todd.
Yes, it looked like he did horse collar him by the face mask ring and bring him down. And the refs threw the yellow flag, threw their flag, and the Huskies probably get 15 yards off this penalty.
He was swung around like a bull in a corral right there, Todd. Thought we were in Calgary, Alberta, Canada for a minute. Well, it looks like we are psychic again, Todd. So let's march off this yardage up. Probably make it 1st and goal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Ryan Relkin along with Todd Sass bringing you tonight's game. Crosstown rival game for the Brick Fowler City Championship Trophy. Troy Schneider under center. It's a handoff to Lumen. He's brought down quickly by number 55. Joshua Allen and a host of Big Reds.
Again, it looks like the Big Red defense got good penetration again, and Matt Lumen could not go anywhere and probably had a yard loss. Or the Big Reds, I expect the Huskies to pass on this down.
Schneider is brought down. Atrocious blocking on that was horrible. There's a huge hole for that big red tackler to get in there, and he just brought Schneider down before he could even look up.
Schneider had no chance on that play, and it was probably a good decision by him not to throw the ball, so he took the sack.
That makes it 3rd and 20. They're going to have to block better than that. There's a huge hole there, and the big red tackler just ran right through it untouched. Matt Lumen is at fullback. Brian Murphy in motion. It's a fake handoff. Schneider looking to keep it himself. Still on his feet amazingly. That was quite a run by Troy Schneider. He stayed on his feet, then he looked to be tripped up. It finally fell down right around the 5-yard line.
Schneider showed his versatility on that play, Ryan. Seeing that no one was open, ran it and got the first down, and Huskies are probably 1st and goal.
Nope, it is 4th and 5. Their 1st and goal moments ago, Todd. Sorry to correct you on that, but they'll make it 4th and 5, and I think they're going to go for it. They are going for it. It's a quick pass. It's going for Rapson in the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies, Jason Rapson. Oh, he whipped that guy in that corner route.
That was a beautiful pattern on there, Ryan. It was the fade pattern, and Schneider locked it up to Rapson, who made a nice catch.
Looks like number 22, Corey Bonnier, was totally beaten on that, and Rapson had a nice angle, and touch pass was perfect by Troy Schneider to Jason Rapson. That gives the Huskies a quick 6-0 lead.
The key here for the Big Reds is not to get down on themselves and see what they can do on this next drive.
We'll see what we got here. Probably movement on the Huskies, I would assume. No. It's on the Big Reds, offsides. Number 19, Dave Baer holding. Schneider with the kick. No good. Just a bit outside to the left. And after that missed extra point kick, it is Huskies 6, Big Reds nothing. 4:51 left here in the first quarter. And the Big Reds start their much famed tomahawk chop. Definitely copied from the Atlanta Braves and Florida State Seminoles. Nothing new there, Big Reds.
Well, Ryan, the Big Reds use this probably for the last 2 years, and it's probably the most well-known sports chant in the world. So probably gets the Big Reds pumped up. So expect them to keep doing it.
Well, we know what the Husky fans do in exchange for that one, and if I were a cameraman, I would not show what they were doing. Chad Armstrong ready to kick. This is a nice kick, deep. Lands in the end zone. Big Reds take that for touchback. Start at their own 20-yard line. Only 3 possessions so far, Todd, but the Huskies have own field position.
Yes, off that bad punt by the Big Reds, the Huskies had great field position, and it'll be a key drive for the Big Reds on this drive right here to see if they can get their offense clicking and maybe get a score.
Unless you are from Port Huron and you've seen a few of the Big Reds games, you're probably not very familiar with the single wing offense. Even we are having problems with the offense ourselves, seeing how different it is. It's actually a throwback to the 20s. That one went to number 34, Eric Rathje. You gotta agree, Todd, that with this offense, it's more a game of trickery rather than rather than a just pound it down your throat running game.
Yes, Ryan. See, for the Big Reds in the single wing, you don't know which of 3 backs will get the ball, and the Big Reds backs do carry out their face very well.
Landshoot with the ball. He's brought down quickly. It's like Matt Glatchen was on the tackle along with Bill Nessel.
Ryan, I would expect the Huskies linebackers to be very busy tonight trying to stop the Big Red backs. So we should be announcing Scott Amy, Bill Nessel, Keith Coors name quite a lot tonight.
Yes, the linebacker should be easy, or excuse me, busy, not easy. Should be easy to tell who the linebackers are by the end of the night is what I was trying to say. That'll be taken by, ooh, he smeared. But not until after he had it run for a first down for the Big Reds. That was number 34, Eric Rathje, one more time.
That was a nice hole by the Big Red line, and Ratchie made a nice cutback move and got it close to a first down. Oh, he did get a first down, excuse me.
More on this drive than in the first drive. The Huskies seem to be a bit confused on what the Big Reds are going to do. That one's taken by number 33, Brian Williams. He's brought down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Tomahawk chop continues to our left. The Big Red faithful. Both crowds seem to be very pumped up, and at times you can hear them cheer for it. It is a very, very emotional game, not only for the players, but for the fans. Rathje in motion. He's got the ball. He's brought down quickly by number 57, Kirk Conley. Does a great job of bringing him down in the backfield, cutting down the Big Reds' momentum there, which they seem to be gathering a little bit of.
Conley, who was playing defensive end tonight instead of his regular linebacker position, was just left unblocked, and he had Ratchie in a one-on-one confrontation and brought him down for a loss.
Looks as if Coach Craig Delkey has removed number 54, Scott Eam, from the game and replaced him with number 58, Keith Coors, at linebacker. Look, Brian Williams was once again the ball carrier. No, excuse me, Landshoot was the ball carrier. Brought down quickly by host Huskies.
And the Big Reds are going to punt with 4th and 10.
Husky defense has done a quality job of stopping the Big Reds early. They can continue this. It could be a long night for Port Huron High School. Glatchen deep for the punt. He picks it up. He's looking for some running room. He's got a blocker, Nessel. And he's taken out of bounds at the Big Red sideline.
I have to give Matt Glatchen a lot of credit on that punt return, Ryan, because he had a bevy of Big Reds coming down on him hard, and he showed no fear and cut it upfield and got the Huskies probably to the almost close to midfield.
Yeah, you got to say that Matt Glatchen showed some bravery on that, and also seen as how he was driven out of bounds at the Big Red sideline, right where most of the Big Reds happen to be standing. Schneider takes the field for the Huskies. Still am rather surprised to see Troy Schneider at quarterback.
Yes, Ryan, with his throwing arm injured, we didn't expect him to be there, but he is.
It's a handoff to Lumen. Breaking tackles up across the 50-yard line. That was a gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
I'd like to correct myself, Ryan. It's not Troy Schneider's arm. It is his shoulder area where he has a supposedly pinched nerve. But this will, excuse me, Ryan. This will be a key drive for the Big Reds. Again, I can't overstate this anymore because they have to stop the Huskies and try and get their offense clicking.
You gotta feel the Big Reds want to end this domination of the Huskies have had over them the past 8 years immediately to stop all the talking of a so-called Boston Garden jinx. It's a quick pass to Mike Gibson. He looked like he was trying to run with the ball before it got there.
Yes, Ryan. It looked like Mike Gibson felt somebody coming up behind him, and that was number 43, Gordon Carrier. So Mike might have felt the footsteps and was probably thinking of trying to take the ball upfield before he caught it.
All right, that'll make it 3rd and 7 for the Huskies. 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's a play fake to Matt Lumen. Schneider, deep drop. He's under pressure. Oh, flag is thrown. Looks like they're going to call intentional grounding on Schneider. He looks to be flabbergasted, and I would be too if I were Troy Schneider.
Yeah, it kind of looked like there was a Husky receiver out there, but Russ flagged him for the intentional grounding, which will cost the Huskies dearly.
Officiating also could become a factor in tonight's game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now joined in the booth by our friendly CPHS friend Sue Broadhagen and some guy who we don't know. There's a timeout on the field with 4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Port Huron Northern leading 6-0. The Huskies scored on their opening drive when they went for it on 4th and 5, and Troy Schneider threw a corner route pass to number 84, Jason Rapson. The ensuing extra point kick was missed. And there's where we stand at 6-0. The Big Reds have had the ball twice, but have failed to move the ball at all on either one of their drives. 4th and 29 right now after Troy Snyder's intentional grounding call. Looks like we have a war of the fans going right now, as with every tomahawk shot by the Big Red fans, there's a tomahawk chop towards the scoreboard by the Port Huron Northern fans. Well, as everyone in the building can probably guess, number 21, Matt Lumen, is out to punt for the Huskies. The Big Reds have 2 men deep, number 22, Corey Bonnier, and number 11, Ryan Enright. It's picked up by Bonnier. He's under, he's in trouble. We have a flag.
Could be a late hit, Ryan.
Bonnier got out of a lot of trouble right there. He seemed to be having problems with the kick, and it bounced up to him, and he ended up getting quite a nice gain, and the penalty is on the Huskies. That'll take on a few more yards.
So at the end of the first quarter, we have 6-0. The Port Huron Northern Huskies lead the Port Huron Big Reds.
After a wasted movement of the ball, it looks to be at the end of the first quarter. With the score, Port Huron Northern 6, Port Huron High School nothing. That was a busted play. Number 33, Brian Williams, was stacked up. I don't know what he was doing, trying to jump over the top. It seems kind of silly on first down, Todd.
Yes, Ryan, you expect the Big Reds maybe to run outside or something, but Williams ran over the top and he got met by one of the Husky defensive linemen.
Well, I'd like to point out that even though I just stated that it was the beginning of the second quarter, and Todd had stated it just moments earlier, it's only because we are just double the great announcers. It's a fumble picked up by number 11, Ryan Enright. When he's stacked up, we got flagged. Scott Amy was there for the tackle, along with a couple other Huskies. Amy looks to be fired up. Well, I don't know. I got a feeling this could be on. No, it's a clip on Port Huron High School.
That penalty really hurt the Big Reds because they had the ball on the 50-yard line and were looking to get the tying score, and that just pushes them back and makes it harder for their offense to get downfield.
Excuse me, Todd. I was just trying to say it looks like the Big Reds may be looking to call timeout as the referee talks things over with number 14, Matt Glatchen. Penalty is declined by the Huskies, which is understandable after they buried him for a huge loss. Like as I was saying, it is timeout, Big Reds. Well, as we have mentioned tonight that the Brick Fowler City Championship Trophy will be given to the winner of tonight's game, and for a little more on the trophy, I'd like to pass things over to Todd Sass.
Well, Ryan, as most football fans in this area know, that the Huskies have won the Brick Fowler Trophy 8 times in a row, and I'm sure the Big Reds are hyped to get it back because they know it's been, in their own feelings, it's been in the wrong hands for the last 8 years.
Yes, definitely. The Huskies have won in a remarkable 20 out of the 25 games. It's almost like a Washington Redskins dominance over the Detroit Lions. I really have to say that because, as you know, a lot of football fans know the Lions have never won at RFK Stadium. It seems as though the Big Reds never win at Memorial Stadium when they play the Huskies, no matter if they're home or away. And we will bring you the presentation of the Brick Fowler Trophy following tonight's game. Me and Todd will bring you a little insight on the trophy, and we hope to enlighten all those of you who do not know much about it. Well, that is 3rd and 29. Handoff goes to 33. Brian Williams. This is where the single wing can really hurt you because it's a running offense, and when we have long plays, it's almost impossible to convert on 3rd and long.
Yes, Ryan. I was really surprised that the Big Reds would run the ball, but since I know they have the single wing offense, it'll be kind of tough if they get in a hole to get the first down.
Ryan Enright's out to punt. Watch for a possible fake. This is prime field position for one. Nope, there's no fake, and Matt Glatchen is deep for the kick. Looks like he's going to let it bounce in the end zone and take it at the Husky 20-yard line. Well, last night I played in a euchre tournament sponsored by some people at Port Huron Northern High School. I promised number 57, Kurt Connolly, that I would, and Adam Hoffman, another player for the Huskies, that I would tell everyone that they did beat me and my partner John McClellan 10-3. And I also told the winners I would say their names: Ben Papin and Scott Amy in 2nd place, Charlie Parent and, sorry buddy, I can't remember your name. They both won the game, or won the tournament, and I came in 3rd place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you should be proud of me. Well, Troy Schneider is on the field, 1st and 10 Huskies. So there's a handoff to number 9, Todd Murphy. Nothing doing there. Looks like to be no gain on the play. Well, it's 2nd and 11 at the Husky 19-yard line. It's handoff to Matt Lumen. Lumen escapes around end for a few yards. Gotta wonder if Troy Snyder's arm might be a cause for him not passing very much throughout the game.
Ryan, I would have to agree with you because Troy Snyder has attempted about 2 passes tonight. So expect the Huskies to really grind it tonight, and if they pass, it'll be a shock to me.
You may think that what the heck I'm talking about when I say his arm. When I say his arm, I mean he hasn't played quarterback last week, and he hasn't taken very many snaps in practice, which means he could be a little rusty, and that could be why Coach Craig Delkey is being precautionary about him passing. This pass complete to number 17, Brian Murphy. He's got lots of room. He could go all the way. And he will! Touchdown, Huskies! Brian Murphy, what a run after that. He had a few big reds after him, Todd, and looks like they almost got him, but he had that final push at the end, and it got him into the end zone. That makes it a quick 12-0 lead.
Well, it shows you how much your color commentator knows on that play, because Troy Schneider threw a pass he was under pressure by the big reds to Brian Murphy, who broke a tackle and took it in the end zone for a spectacular play for the Huskies.
Well, a lot of people that listen to these broadcasts, I have a lot of friends that watch this, and as they know, I've been dying to say that, and finally I got my chance. Thank you, Brian Murphy. Well, as we have a timeout on the field, Huskies are just waiting to make an attempt at an extra point. Oops. Sorry about that. As I was trying to say with the cough button pushed in, the Huskies may go for a 2-point conversion. Pointed out to me by our friend in the booth, Eric. Yes, as I had thought, the Huskies are going for the 2-point conversion. It's another fade pass. Oh, what a catch by Chris Smith. He brought that one in. He had number 13, Dwayne Weincoop, sticking right with him, but Chris Smith did a great job to haul that in, and it makes it 14-0, taking care of that missed extra point earlier on in the game.
Ryan, the Huskies ran the same pattern when they ran Jason Rabson for the touchdown. It was the fade pattern again, and Chris Smith made a excellent catch on that for the 2-point conversion.
Huskies are doing a bit of a alternating kickers. Damon Amy is out again to kick. Damon seems to be their low short line drive kicker, which Huskies are hoping, if they're lucky, could cause a fumble or an inability to handle the ball for the Big Reds. Again, it's a low line drive. Drops. It's picked up by Shaka Smith. He's looking for a wall. Scott Amy's down. Ooh, Scott Amy breaks Scott Amy's tackle, but is brought down by number 61, Jason Schrader.
On that play, Ryan, Shaka Smith looked like he had no room to go, but he made a nice play out of nothing and got the Big Reds better field position than they would have had.
Looks like we got some confusion. It's a penalty on the Big Reds. Not quite sure what the penalty was. intentional foul. I believe it may have been a illegal blow to the head or something of that sort.
But Ryan, this is now with the Big Reds. They cannot get into this kind of game of the short field. If they keep doing this, the Huskies might have an easy chance, but I'd expect the Big Reds strongly to get back in this game.
It's handoff to number 34, Eric Rathje, for almost nothing. It looks as though the Huskies are eating the running game alive, Todd.
Yes, it looks like the Husky defensive line is getting great penetration against this big Red offensive line, and the linebackers are filling the holes and tackling the running backs.
Well, it's 2nd down and 23 as the Big Reds try to dig themselves out of the hole which they have jumped in. .33, Brian Williams in motion. Ball goes to number 11, Ryan Enright. He gains about 2 or 3 on the play. Brought down by number 55, Bill Nessel.
Ryan, you'd have to expect the Big Reds to throw on this down, because if they don't, I mean, it'll set up the short field that I talked about earlier, and we don't know what will happen.
Todd, I got one question. I haven't seen much of the Big Reds. Do they throw the football?
Yes, Ryan, they do throw the football, but you have to expect, since they're in this desperation mode, that they'll probably start throwing the football a little more.
As we were saying before, the single wing is a throwback to the 1920s, rarely seen in high school football, brought to Port Huron High School with Coach Jim Rathje from Yale.
Looks like they call a personal foul on the Huskies.
Well, that just about nullifies the Big Reds' personal foul. That makes it 2nd and 4 rather than 2nd and 17 or something like that. Enright stood up by Bill Nessel. It's close to a 1st down.
I would watch both these teams, Ryan, because tempers could get hot, but let's hope cooler heads can prevail.
It'd be a shame for there to be any type of violence in tonight's game, seeing as how it is such a heated rivalry. You can understand how tempers could flare, but it makes for a much better football game when there is no fighting, just nice, solid, clean hits. The score here in the 2nd quarter is Port Huron Northern 14. Port Huron High School nothing, as the referees measure for the 1st down. Looks to be just barely short, maybe a thumbnail's length. Scoreboard says 3rd and 1. I'll give it 3rd and 1, meaning 1 inch.
Number 47, Wale Balamente checks in the game for the Huskies on the defensive line.
Also, it looks as though Keith Kors is back in the game, replacing Scott Amy. That's kind of an odd play, I'd have to say. Todd, I'm speechless.
Ryan, I'd have to agree with you. I was kind of confounded on their punting on 3rd down, but the coach, Jim Rathje, probably had something in mind when he did this, so we should not judge the coach.
I don't know. You got to wonder what he was thinking, kicking it on 3rd and less than an inch. That kind of brought a sense of what in the heck is going on feeling to the Big Red faithful. They seem to have been silenced. That could come back to really hurt the Big Reds. As it's 1st and 10 on the Husky 20-yard line for Port Huron Northern. Todd Murphy's in motion. It's a handoff to number 21, Matt Lumen. Breaking tackles. There's a flag down. The spot it was thrown looks to be holding.
Looks like holding on the left side of the line, Ryan.
Yep, I was correct. It is holding on the Huskies with 6:35 left in the second quarter. The first quarter seemed to move rather quickly, dominated by neither team. If you had to pick one team, you'd have to say Port Huron Northern, but neither team really dominated in the first quarter. The Huskies have come out and controlled the clock even more in the second quarter, and it's the way things are going. It looks like the Huskies are going to take home a 9th straight Brick Fowler trophy. That'll make it 1st and 15.
Excuse me, man. This will set the Huskies deep in their own field position. So, again, as I stated earlier, they made me look like an idiot when they threw the ball, when Schneider threw the touchdown pass. So expect them to throw again.
Schneider has not got the ball. That's kind of an odd play. I think he handed off to number 12, Mike Gibson. Their flag's thrown. Illegal procedure on the Huskies. It looks as though the refs are awarding the ball to the Port Huron High School.
I'm kind of confused on this, Ryan. I did not see any turnover or anything, but the refs know.
We've had an odd, the last minute and a half, 2 minutes has been very strange. The Big Reds punted on 3rd and very short, which seemed to be, well, you gotta say it seemed to be crazy. And then the Huskies come back and get 2 straight penalties, and one of them nullified, and there seemed to be a fumble which we didn't catch on the play. Big Reds resume possession on looks like we have an official's timeout. Looks to be the coaches and the officials are as confused as everyone else. Well, as every other Port Huron Northern, Port Huron High School game, you can expect just about anything, and anything has happened. Right, there's no flag on the last play.
Excuse me, man. This will be a big play for the Big Reds. If they can punch this in, this will give them a moral boost and see if they can stop the Huskies on their next drive.
Really got to wonder whether there was a penalty or not had to do with anything on that last play, since the Big Reds had recovered the fumble. But what's at hand? Port Huron High School 1st and 10, not 1st and goal. I'm sorry. Landshut, the ball carrier on that play. Looks like Scott Amy's back in the game. Looks to me as though they're alternating at linebacker between Amy and Coors.
Expect the Big Reds just to try and pound the ball into the end zone, right?
This is probably where their offense fits in just right on inside the 20-yard line. Ryan Enright, the ball carrier, he was stacked up near the line of scrimmage.
The Big Reds have 3rd and 1 on the Husky 4-yard line.
Ooh, big mistake there by the Big Reds. Somebody jumped off sides, and those are just some of the things that makes a coach want to pull his hair out.
It looked like two guys on the right side of the line just jumped off, trying to anticipate their own snap count and get off the block.
Well, that makes it 3rd and 7. Brian Williams was the ball carrier. hit a strong surge there, but there's too many Husky defenders for him to get any room for Chewbacca Amy.
Looks like the Big Reds are contemplating what to do on this 4th and 3.
As the famed tomahawk chop resumes.
Big Red coach Jim Ratchey is conferring with his troops to see what their next move will be.
Well, we got a moment. I'd like to tell you people out there that fellow PHHS student Dale Day is out on the field. He is the Big Reds mascot, dressed in Chiefs clothing. Looks to be like a modern day remake of Chief Pontiac. Trying to fire up the Big Red faithful. Him and his companion Pocahontas. Well, it's 4th and 3. Big Reds looking to go for it. Enright with the ball. He's brought down. What a great stop by the Huskies. That could be the turning point in the game, Todd. Those are the kind of things that which just hammer the stake right through the heart of opposing football teams.
It just looked like the Husky defensive line just got in there, and Enright tried to bounce outside, but he was running up one of his own blockers and got tackled in the backfield, and the Huskies take over on downs.
Now the Huskies are going to have to try and get the ball out of this area. It could be dangerous. This is prime safety area. Lumen with the ball. He's got lots of room. Well, that's what I call getting the ball out of your own end zone. Matt Lumen with it's about a 15-yard run on that play.
Looked like the right side of the line there, Ryan, just opened a big gaping hole for Lumen, and he made a nice cutback and got the first down and much more.
That makes it 1st and 10, ball on the Husky 19-yard line. There's another handoff to Lumen. He seems to be running the ball well tonight, Todd. We've seen a lot more of him at fullback than Todd Murphy.
To explain why Todd Murphy is not playing fullback, he has a shoulder injury which he had injured earlier in his life during a hockey game. So that's why we're seeing Matt Lumen take many of the handoffs here, and he is showing great footwork and good vision through the holes and to get the yards. So it's really no drop off from when you go from Todd Murphy to Matt Lumen, not at all.
Well, speak of the devil, Todd Murphy is at fullback now. Schneider play fake. It's batted. Ooh, it's nearly caught by Brian Murphy. Murphy, the story of the game with that electrifying, monstrous touchdown run after the catch. Schneider being hit at the time he released the ball. Murphy created that one, broke one tackle, and he was gone.
On that play, Ryan, it looked like someone came around the backside and hit Troy Schneider from behind, forcing that pass to be incomplete. So that was a nice defensive play for the Big Reds.
The Big Red defensive front has done an excellent job of sneaking in around the outsides and keeping Troy Schneider, keeping him pretty faithful all night. Ooh, it's handoff to Lumen. He's stacked. Looks like the Big Red defense has seen that one too many times, and we're keen on Matt Lumen on that 3rd and short. That'll make it 4th and 5 on the 3-yard loss. No doubt in my mind the Huskies will punt.
That was a nice play by number 59, Joel Holtzberger, who broke past the Husky offensive line and nailed Matt Lumen for the loss.
We had pressure. Number 13, Dwayne Weinkoop, was in. Ball's down by number 19, Dave Bear, right around the Big Red 45-yard line. This is the best, or near the best field position the Big Reds have had all night.
If your 3-month-old coos or chuckles and is able to lift her head and shoulders, at 9 months creeps or crawls and can hold 2 objects at the same time, then at 18 months removes clothing by name and walks up and down stairs with help, that's good. If you know any child unable to do these things, that child might qualify for special education assistance. Contact Michigan Project FIND or your local school district for more information.